do it. I would like to welcome in a new friend of mine to the show. I have Catherine Cote from CSC Designs LLC. Did I get it right?
That's me.
Awesome. Well, welcome to the show. Welcome to Squim. Welcome to Clallam
Hey,
Corner.
I know this is so cool what you're doing. I'm just loving it. Thanks for asking me to join you.
Of course. Well, you and I have gotten to know each other a little bit better through the Squim Association of Realtors. We're both affiliate members and have a passion for helping out, our community, ways that we can do better things. So that was why it was a no-brainer when you and I were working on our side project to say, let's get you on the show.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So why don't you tell the fabulous folks that tune into this a little bit about yourself and CSC Designs, and I'm going to pepper you with some questions in between there.
Okay, that sounds good. So I moved to Squim about 6 years ago from Sedona, Arizona, and I had a fabulous career there in real estate, but my truest passions have always been in the creative arts. I have a degree in voice, most of a master's in voice, story there, and studies in interior design. And I decided it was time to be my authentic self. So I came here with that hope, and my path eventually brought me to launching my own business in November of last year, just in time for COVID. But it's been good, and I just love helping people create beautiful homes for themselves. And my personal philosophy is that everybody deserves a beautiful home. I don't care if it's a one-bedroom apartment. Everybody deserves to come home to a place that nurtures and comforts and inspires them.
I love that. I read that on your website, and I really like that as well. You got to answer me this, because I've never asked some of these personal questions. So now this is where it gets fun.
Okay.
How the heck did you end up from Sedona all the way up to Squim? Can you tell me how you ended up in Squim?
Yeah, I was married, and we purchased a lot here. We were going to retire here. And the marriage didn't last, the friendship did, but I have the lot. And so I came here to see if I wanted to live here as my place and not our place. And I love it here. I love it here. So that's the story.
Well, 6 years later, yeah, I mean, 6 years, you've probably found out all the things that you like and don't like. And do you miss the weather down in Sedona, or are you happy to be up in Squim?
Oh, I do wish I could just be hot once in a while, just once in a while.
I think, and my family and I was telling you this, we're going camping. We're actually going to Wenatchee this weekend. There are ways to escape and get the heat, but then you get to come back to nice, temperate, what we like about Squim is that kind of moderate, right?
That's right. And that's what my brother lives over on Whidbey Island. And that's what he told me. He says, when you want the heat, you go to Eastern Washington.
Yeah. And then you get to come back and you're fine.
That's right. But, it's enough balance for me, and I've acclimated. It was a funny story. So when I moved here, I was wearing my fall clothes in the summer, and then I was wearing my winter clothes in the fall, and I realized I don't own any winter clothes.
Not real winter. No.
But now I've acclimated. So
I've only been to Arizona one time in that area, and it was dead of winter, like February, and I'm in like shorts and a t-shirt and flip-flops, and I look around and all the locals are in like Patagonia jackets and stuff. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's 59 degrees. This is great. And my Northwest blood. So
yeah.
Why don't you tell the folks some of the services you provide? I know that you say you've got a great passion for color. I follow you on Facebook, and you're always posting different stuff. So make sure to post below. But what do you give people? You obviously work with realtors, people staging homes, buying homes, who just want a refresh on their current home. You do a lot of stuff.
Yeah, and Squim's a little different. I think that in cosmopolitan areas, you have top-level executives that want designers to come in and just kind of do their thing. They don't have the time, but they've got the money. But in Squim, it's, I think, a more joyful experience for me, because I get to work on smaller projects where it really matters for the people, the impact. And so color consultation is a really big part of what I do. And so I don't come into the home to tell them what color. I come in to hear what it is that they're trying to accomplish. I ask a lot of questions, and then I help guide them to choices that then they make for their vision. So I help them bring their vision to life. So the color consultation could be through paint colors for interior colors. It could be for exterior. It could be picking countertops, backsplashes, fabrics, just really anything that involves color. And no job is really too small for me. I just love helping people do that. So that's one big element that's probably one of my maybe biggest passions. I do a lot of study in color, and I am a certified color specialist, which means that I've done a lot of study and have a certificate to prove it. So that's one element. Another part that I think is very beneficial for our area is occupied staging. So I don't have a warehouse with furniture and all of that. There's really not a demand, a high demand for that. But for people who are considering selling a home, I can come in and I can take their furnishings and their decorative objects and whatever, and I can just give them a better presentation that appeals to a mass market. Some stagers will say that you're taking a home and you're turning it into a house because you want to have a product for sale. And it's very difficult for people to detach from their stuff and their emotional attachments to it. But if they can do that and remember they're moving, and this is the beginning of packing and disconnecting, I can do a great service for them to help them get that house sold faster and for more money.
I'm going to help you here because, as you know, I'm very passionate about helping other people. I'm very passionate about the real estate market. I think it's fun. It's interesting. We do homeowners insurance. I have friends who are realtors. Realtors out there, people selling your house out there, clean up your junk. I cannot tell you how many times I've gone on and a client calls me and I look at the listing and it's got a bedroom with like 400 stuffed animals and the kitty litter box on the side. And like, even if it's just for the photos, clean it up. It's insane how many times we see photos that we actually make, like we send them around the office or like, can you believe this one? Or like, it's got like a giant mounted elk head, like above the bathroom. like, okay, it's great for you, but like, come on, clean it up.
Exactly. And James, this is what people can't understand is like a picture tells a thousand words, right? And how do people shop for homes today? It's not like the old days where they just drive up to a realtor's office and say, show me houses. They're online. They tell the realtor what houses they want to see. And they may click away from your house. The house that I bought, my realtor had to like 3 times at least ask me if I would let him show me this house, but the photos of it online were just atrocious. It's a true story. And I was going to make an offer on another house, and he said, I really wish you'd look. I was like, all right.
Well, I think that there's always these people, great builders and architects. They can see it before it's there. They walk onto a piece of land and they can say, I can see the great room. I can see where the walls are, but a lot of us can't.
Yes.
What every single person can see is junk. Some people can look past it, but some people will see the kitty litter box or, the snowshoes left, right on the couch or something, and they can't look past it.
That's right.
I beg anyone who's selling their house or listing or anything, please don't be the subject of getting those links passed around. Clean up the photos. It's one thing for sale by owner, but when you've got professionals linked in there, clean it up.
Well, and James, the thing is it's not an expensive service. This is, I see these price reductions, my seller just reduced their house $15,000, $25,000. I mean, my gosh, for probably less than $500, depending upon the size of the home, $500 to $1,000, I can go in and I can transform a home. I just did one before COVID hit. It was about a 5,000 square foot home, so it was larger. And we did go ahead and spend some money for some new bedspreads and things like that. Sure. But I think the whole thing was like $1,000 or something. I mean, maybe $1,500 after buying the decor, and it transformed that house. It was hard for the seller. It was. He told me it was hard, but he had made the commitment to do this because he knew he needed to, and he was very appreciative when it was done.
That's an awesome story. It's, it's just putting in the extra work. It's why you wash the car before you sell it, all that sort of stuff, right?
That's right. Exactly.
Want to make it put its best foot forward. And sometimes it's not, my kid's artwork plastered on the wall or all my junk laying out in my, my junk drawer. You probably clean that out, right?
Yeah, that's right. And, I think my, a good friend used to always say, know your limitations. And I know there are things that I'm really good at. And I know there are things that I can do, but I'm not going to do it as well as someone else who has a strong aptitude in that area. And I think a lot of times, because our homes are castles, we want to do it all ourselves, and we want to think we can do it. But sometimes I think there is wisdom in knowing your limitations and knowing when to call in a professional. And a good professional is not going to come in and ramrod you and just, railroad you into things that you don't even want to do. A good one's you're going to be celebrating that you asked for help.
I believe that wholeheartedly, that in our small town and community, that if someone's doing things the wrong way, word travels fast, good and bad. And people aren't allowed to really do shoddy jobs for a long time because it doesn't take too many bad reviews and bad word of mouth and they're out of there. So
that's right.
I agree with you. So if people are, who are you looking for right now as your ideal clients, and how can people get a hold of you?
So my ideal client really is anybody who needs help, appreciates the help, and is willing to pay me. And truly,
seems pretty
that's
simple,
it.
right?
That's my ideal client.
Yeah.
I literally, even if people are renting and they just want help rearranging things, but there always are budget issues and stuff. But I would say, again, color, helping people choose color, fabric, countertops, finishes, coordinating the whole thing, building a new home, remodeling. That is my true passion. And then kitchen and bath design. If you're going to be doing kitchen and bath, I have a specialty in that area. Really love kitchen and bath design. So homeowners, anybody, that like I said, just feels like they need some help. I have literally had clients hold back tears because after the appointment, because they are so relieved to have someone helping them.
Yeah, because to shift some of that burden over, because I can tell you, I don't have a great eye for that sort of thing. And so sometimes it's nice to be like, well, they kind of help make the decision. Like I was talking with a friend who owns another business locally, and I was like, when you have a boss, you can kind of complain about the boss, but when it's always your choice, like you're the only one to complain about. Like if I chose a horrible color scheme and I did it all and painted it and did it all myself, at the end of the day, I'm going to sit down and go, boy, I suck at this.
Or maybe you do okay. Right? Maybe you can do an okay job, but maybe there are things you never would have thought of. And I hear that. I hear my clients say, I never would have thought of that, and so that's the joy. That's the fun is taking it from, okay, good enough to, yeah, wow. Right?
I'm thinking, I've heard, and I'm going to try to capsulate this. Maybe this will be your new branding. 4 reasons why: a refresh, a remodel, a resale, or I already forgot the 4th. But those are the 3 I'm thinking of.
I love that. That's awesome. I am going to steal that.
3 reasons. The 3 reasons. Anyone that's looking for any of those things, they can find you. I've obviously got your Facebook tagged here, but do you prefer email, text, phone? What's the best for you?
Oh gosh, anything except I don't like Messenger. I don't like Messenger. I miss the messages and stuff. So phone is great because then I can actually engage in questions and stuff. But if phone tag, nobody wants to play that. So text, email, any of them. Smoke signals. You know how it is these days.
So Catherine, how did we do on our redesign of our interior office here? Do you like the barnwood paneling and the new sign?
I do. I think it's awesome. And I love that you do your Zoom shows with that in the backdrop. I think that's brilliant.
Well, we've been switching it up, and they started out at home, and then they've been in my office and here, and we're kind of all over the place. But anyways, I wanted to thank you. Hopefully pretty painless, right?
Oh, it's a joy. Yeah.
As I joke with anyone, get your Sharpie marker out because you're going to be at QFC one day and someone's going to go, there's that paint and design woman. Let's get her autograph.
That's it. All right.